In a world of reboots, remakes, and cinematic disasters, two dudes with no clue dare to ask, what the hell were they thinking? Popcorn ready, brains off, no film school, and no mercy. This is No Clue Movie Reviews.
Hello and welcome to the No Clue Movie Reviews. I am your host, Jay, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, the man, the beard, the ego, Malcolm.
Do you think it's possible the sixth one is going to be good? It has to, but will it?
Oh, it definitely will. The Wayans brothers are back in that one, brother.
I understand they're back, but is it too late? Is it overhyped? I'm so scared.
I don't know, because I do have a problem with the length between this one we're about to review and the one before it. So the length of time between this one and the new one coming out is even longer. So we'll see. But today we will be reviewing and breaking down the 2013 comedy parody movie,
Scary Movie
5.
A dollar makes me holla, honey boo boo child.
With
God, there's the first joke already. 5.
with the new Scary Movie coming out soon, we decided to go back and watch what most would consider the worst Scary Movie of the series. And before we even start breaking it down, I will tell you, I completely agree.
I have a teaser. This is not the worst one to me.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll get down to that thing because I'm very curious on how that works because this one is not good is the words I'm looking for. But this stars Ashley Tisdale, which I guess she got married or something because now it's Ashley French if you look on IMDb. Simon Rex, and with cameos from a few others just to give the movie some names, in it. So they have some kind of cast because the whole movie revolves around these two basically because it's doing the realm of all those like supernatural movies at the time in 2013. And like I said, I told you I didn't like the distance between, or not the distance, the length of time between the movie releases. Scary Movie 4 came out in 2006. This one came out in 2013. That was a huge distance or length between the movies compared to how the other ones were. And then you remove any actor, actress that was in the majority of those. You put Charlie Sheen here because he was a big one in 3 and 4.
Okay, so he was in 3 and 4, and was it like a continuation? Okay.
Yeah, that's their way of trying to continue this. Don't get me wrong, Simon Rex, the guy that plays Dan, the main character, he was in 3 and 4 as well. He plays Charlie Sheen's brother, obviously.
And he's enjoyable. He's not too bad.
He is, but he is definitely not a main character. He is definitely the side character. He's your support actor. That's the way he was. I don't know how I feel about him here. But before we get started going on with this, what is your history with this one? Do you remember watching it when it came out?
I am pretty sure I've never seen this one. I must have, and I still hold to this day, though I don't have any proof. I checked out after 3.
Okay. Well, I think I may have only seen this one maybe twice. I know I've seen it once, and I'm pretty sure that I watched it once when it first came out. I'm pretty sure me and the wife have watched it, going back and doing a rewatch of all the Scary Movies. Pick a series, go back, rewatch them all. I had to have done this one with her at some point.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done any rewatch since after the third one. I think I was just like, I'm just going to leave this completely alone. And maybe in 20 years, they'll be better.
Let's hope so. But this one starts off in a... Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan are filming a sex tape.
Sure. Well, yes. She's like, he's convincing her that it's just a one-off thing. And the gag keeps getting more and more.
Oh, I love that because he's got the whole wall.
Yeah, it's just standard home security setup.
I love the flyby dolly. That's cute.
Everybody has them.
And why do you need security cameras pointing at your bed?
In case a burglar tries to steal my sex tapes.
I love that remark because he just got done. She asked about the sex tapes on the wall. Like he had a wall full of them, and he just straight up lied to her and said that those are what did he call those?
I can't remember. Let's just
Special
say,
films. I don't know. They were some
yeah,
kind of films.
bootlegs.
Like,
Let's just say
yeah.
it's like by bootlegs or whatever. But I
Either way.
mean, right off the bat, I'm going to say something that I was pretty sure Scary Movie had given up doing,
What's
is that they were doing jokes that weren't just, "Hey, remember this movie."
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
It's corny, but it's a joke. There's a gag. There's something silly going on.
Okay. Well,
It's
speaking of corny, let's talk about the sex tape they filmed. Did you laugh? It was corny as fuck. They do this Scooby Doo bullshit kind of Monty Python music sex tape going here.
Okay, what is that?
Just unraveling the old hose. Save it for tomorrow.
yeah.
It's corny as fuck. I laughed. I'm sorry. It was,
I
it was
hang on.
humorous.
I laughed at the end.
Yep.
Charlie. Wow.
I laughed at the
Get
joke
outta here,
here.
Emilio.
Right. Yeah, Emilio. Is that supposed to be like reference to his brother?
Yeah,
Emilio
of course it is.
has to be.
No, is he calling his brother a pussy?
Or that. Yes.
So this scene actually ends with Charlie Sheen getting thrown around the room by something, and then Lindsay Lohan getting possessed and killing him, throwing him against. Was this in 3D when it came out? Because they did that like slam up against a screen. But this was the only part that really
Wait,
screamed
no,
3D.
that slam against the screen was the big money shot for the first Paranormal Activity, so it had to be that
Okay,
more than it
gotcha.
was just the 3D. So,
Well, we do get some pop-up words here. Says something about Sheen's body was discovered on the 15th,
mhm.
but continued to party until the 24th, I believe. Yeah,
Out of
and they
habit. I
couldn't
like
find his
that.
children.
Out of habit, they
So
arrested Lindsay Lohan.
so they start looking for his children that are missing. I guess he had 3 children in that building with him. Like, God,
Well,
that's such a dangerous combination. Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, and 3 children in the same under the same roof. That seems dangerous. Who's watching the kids? They're on coke.
they are very intently. But no one's looking. Well, I guess technically we don't see anyone look for him. We just see not Snoop Dogg, but Snoop Dogg. And I did not know who Mac Miller was. So I was just, and some dull white guy walking in the woods.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was either. Their conversation is pretty funny,
I don't
though.
understand why the shampoo company can't fix that, man. They got no more tears. Why they can't make no more hornets in your dick?
I don't really think they expect you to use your no more tears on your dick.
Well, why they call it Johnson & Johnson?
It's a decent joke, and they're not relying on, hey, remember this movie, or hey, remember. I guess they are kind of doing, hey, look at the celebrity, but the celebrity's doing something.
I love the way he actually starts off that conversation, though. You cut to the end of it there. They were talking about universal health care or some shit. And
Something serious.
yeah, and Snoop Dogg goes, yeah, but how does that help when I got some shampoo burning the tip of my dick? So that's how that whole conversation started. So they actually aren't looking. They're one of the few people who aren't actually out looking for all the kids. You find out here that they're sneaking onto a farm to steal some weed, but only enough for one blunt, as Snoop said.
One giant blunt, yes. Which,
Oh my God.
okay, that kind of, I don't care much for weed culture. We've made that point before. Watch our fucking Born East LA review. A lot of people did, then they stopped.
Dude, this is not even the biggest blunt rolled in the Scary Movie series.
Correct. I think it was Shorty himself that was rolled. Isn't it? Wouldn't that be the biggest one?
Scary Movie 2. Yep.
The best one. I'm saying it
Absolutely. Oh, no, by far the best one. The funniest one. Yeah, by far. But they come running out of the weed farm. I guess they're being shot at. They have drones chasing them.
now.
They're carrying a blunt that's like a little bit smaller than the Shorty blunt from Scary Movie 2. I assume
Yeah.
if you're listening to our review of part 5, you have seen part 2. Either way, they run into a cabin in the woods.
And I think they even so many reference like a cabin in the woods. There's just like a constant. And it's like, yeah, because it is such a trope of so many horror movies.
That's the thing here. They did that cabin in the woods joke. That cabin in the woods. They did it over and over. And there was a point where I was like, oh, God damn, y'all just fucked this joke up. And then they did it again. And I'm like, now it's funny again.
Yeah, see, yeah. There's a rule of 3, but if you can get to 6, it's funny again.
Oh yeah, like I said, but I laughed at that. I thought it was pretty fucking funny. When they go inside the cabin, Snoop Dogg actually makes a comment about how it looks brand new, fucking covered in cobwebs and everything. They did do kind of the same joke over and later. 2 minutes after they do the cabin in the woods joke, they do like this infinite gun loop joke. I
Yeah.
I forget now. I'm forgetting exactly what the hell happened here, but I know it just kept going over and over and over and over. And
Yeah,
damn,
it's just they both just like run in shooting because they heard a noise.
What'd she say?
She said, I wonder what your leg tastes like.
What? Ah, man, this little spider girl.
That
hit
wasn't
me.
it.
Maybe you're gonna get superpowers.
No black superheroes.
I'm on it.
I'm real surprised Snoop Dogg was cool for having his character's nuts getting hit.
oh, Snoop Dogg's cool for a lot of shit, dude. But they, as you can see, the little girl that was there, they end up finding the 3 missing children, and this
Mhm.
was supposed to be, Mama, the
Yes.
movie Mama, but they
It
went
was
ahead
an
and
okay
added.
movie.
Why
Yeah.
did they even include the baby in this one? Like, there's no need for the baby at all in this movie. Like, the 2 kids is all they need. They need the old one and the middle one that doesn't speak.
There was at least 2 or 3 times it was hilarious seeing the child endangerment of the baby.
Okay.
It kind of kicked it up a bit.
All right. Well, so this is kind of the opening intro to the movie. They do
Yeah.
that in every scary movie. They have some kind of thing that has a little to do with the movie. So we jump into the next part, and you got this chick who's taking a pregnancy test. And after the one says she's positive, she loads up a digital one on her fucking phone. And I'm honestly
Yeah.
surprised there's not some way to do this yet.
Well, I'm sure there are some there that connect with Bluetooth. So, but yes, it was definitely the time where there was an app for everything. But yeah, it was it's like, and then perfect little punchline at the end. Just pisses on the screen. It's a dude, relax.
so
It's
good.
your own pee. Why would you freak out so bad? I'd be just like roll my eyes, like again.
My own pee. All right, back up. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's my own pee or not. If I get pee on me, I'm probably gonna freak out because I don't want pee on me. Yeah,
But it's your pee.
okay. I mean, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. She's not pregnant according to the phone. So let's just throw that out there. Charlie's brother, who I didn't know the name at this point, I completely forgot. I think his name is Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Yep.
So Dan bursts through the door here and tells her that they found his brother's kids. So they get to go down to the police station to pick them up. One of them is really fucked up. I mean, beyond fucked up. And I didn't even realize there was a third one at this point because I'm still thinking Mama. I completely forgot there was a baby.
Yeah, you forget about the baby. You almost didn't even see baby when they were stacked up on the refrigerator because it was stacked up on top.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
like tiny
other
little head.
two.
I wouldn't have noticed the baby if it wasn't in the picture.
Yeah, yeah.
So the one is fucked up, but the other one does seem a little redeemable. He tries to hand her glasses, all what they did in Mama to get her to remember. She put her glasses on and whatnot. This dumb
Wow,
bitch
you
goes
remember
starts
Mama?
eating
That's
them.
cool.
Yeah, no, I actually
Right.
enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
But
this
she
was my
starts eating
first
them.
literal. I did literally laugh out loud because just watching kids get hit just makes me laugh. I don't know. Maybe it's coping.
Oh, hey, little lady. That's not how it goes.
You little mother.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing. It's supposed to be the worst of the scary movie. I am laughing. I remember just being angry at the third one.
That part right there made no sense though. When it comes down to it, here in a minute they make her remove her wig.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have hurt her having that hair ripped out. All right then. See, I win. Now,
Well, because you're trying to bring logic to a scary movie. There's no logic even in the best one.
you talked about the baby brought hilarity. So they're back home.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
before we jump this, they're only given custody of the kids as long as they move to a house that's basically full of cameras.
Yeah, that they installed a security camera and just
Well, they install more later. So I even make comment about that because later on they decide they need more cameras. I'm like, y'all already moved into a house that's supposed to be full of them, but okay. Maybe they needed more. Whatever. There is a quick part here where the mom, Jody, is trying so hard to bond with the baby. That's the only one she seems to try to bond with is the baby.
Yeah, because it's less likely to punch her.
Okay, that's true. But
Not an absolute zero, but
she picks the baby up and she's holding the baby up high. and she gets this like look on her face like she smells shit. And with the way the baby's,
Oh, you're a natural.
yeah.
What's that smell?
Oh my God! What do I do?
Why was that was a heater, right? Or was that a
Yeah,
bug?
it was during the day. Why was the heater on? But
Okay.
I wanted to see a baby's head catch on fire.
Dude, I'm sorry. I laughed so hard at that part, but that was good. The maid trying to bless the baby was good too. Maria, only
Maria,
because
yeah.
she just kept going. Like the first part was one thing, and then she just kept doing more and more and more shit, which she does throughout the whole movie. So that's pretty fucking funny. Then you see them try to cram more movies into this already. We're getting like movie after movie just being shoved into this movie. You will notice
Right.
that.
Yeah, I can fit it. Shove some more in there.
We jump to a lab, and I guess we're also doing Planet of the Apes here because that's
Right.
necessary.
But before we get to the lab, they do a joke with the child that, like, I'm like, is this PG-13? I went, whoa. I didn't laugh out loud. I just went, whoa.
No, sweetie, the other end.
Oh,
Oh, what the? Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know how YouTube was going to react to that, so I kind of just.
Well, you technically don't see anything, so.
So
We'll
to
see.
our audio listeners, all 12 of you who aren't watching on YouTube instead, she was chewing on something.
It was a
I think it
popsicle
was a
stick
corn dog. Oh,
backwards.
the popsicle. Okay, so she had a popsicle stick, but she was chewing on the stick end instead of the popsicle. So the guy
Yeah.
told him the other end. So instead of flipping it around and biting the cold end, she shoved it up the other end.
In her colon, yeah.
So we're at the lab where Dan works, and we meet his colleague who is Caesar. So we get Planet of the Apes going here. Caesar is his ape, and his boss is Terry Crews, which you can't go wrong having Terry Crews in a movie. Love it.
Right.
Proven here, you can clearly see like they're making it obvious already that Caesar's smart and Dan's a fucking moron. Right? Jump back home. Jody is practicing her bass when one of the kids comes in and like they're trying to get their doll. That it's kind of what'd she say the doll is made out of? Hair, sticks, and shit.
Yes, there was some sort of shit on there.
Okay.
You made this?
Mama did, using twigs, moss, spider webs, bear bones, lizard eyes, all held together with rat choppings.
Oh, jeez.
This part was pretty funny. There's always some little joke like this in scary movie or epic movie, superhero movie. You know, and
quit adding those movies to
superhero movie was good.
No.
Yes, it was.
No. No.
She's playing bass and the lights start flickering and she's freaking out. You come to see that the bass is actually on the fucking switch on the wall, keeps turning it up and down.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, oh, let's use some sensible and inductive reasoning to prove that ghosts aren't real.
Oh, her hair's blonde there. So we completely skipped over that part. So earlier when I said that ripping her black hair out of her head made no sense why it would hurt her.
Yes.
Because it was a wig, which Dan makes her take off her wig and
her tattoos.
Her tattoo sleeve, which was
No more rock band, no more silly wig,
no more banging random guys.
no more tattoos.
Oh, yeah, when the fucking guy said that.
Perfect suburban couple.
Sleeping with random guys every night. We go to Jody talking to Dan about the ballet because now we need Black Swan for some reason. And
I guess because that was popular at the time, which supposedly it's a really good movie. Never seen it.
Oh, the wife told me the same thing. She goes, "Oh, I love that movie." I'm like, "Yeah, cool."
Cool. Is there? I think there's a lesbian scene in it, according to this movie. But I hate lesbian scenes, so I'm not going to see it.
She's scared to talk about ballet or anything because what happened to her mother, which we come to find out her mother was dancing while fucking 9.5 months pregnant.
Yeah, Heather Locklear.
She's on stage and she gives birth on stage, which leads to the baby being kicked all around the stage, which I do believe is Jody, right?
Yes, that's Jody.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she
Jody's-
doesn't like ballet.
Yeah. Well,
She's
Dan tells her,
traumatized.
well, that is most likely never going to happen again. That's all she needed to hear.
But
She's back into the dance.
Also, she lands in a tuba. That gets brought up at least
yeah.
one time.
You said it gets brought up again?
Yes, it does. The tuba.
Oh, did not catch that. That's awesome. So she's at the dance studio the next day, and you get introduced to Heather, which is Molly Shannon,
Yeah.
and she's the big time dancer who is too old, so they're looking for a replacement. And you got this.
It was fun how they were hammering that in. It's like they're just setting up the storyline for it, just like real hand fisted. She's just smoking while doing almost nothing.
Smoking and drinking while doing her performance, and
Yeah.
it's so good. Molly Shannon I love Molly Shannon, dude. I almost want to watch Night at the Roxbury just to see Molly Shannon. She's getting replaced, and it's either going to be by Jody, or we also get introduced to Jody's rival here, who is Kendra. Basically, is this where we see Kendra's initial dance, or is this where there's just a little shit talking? I think we actually do get to see Kendra dance a little here, right?
Yeah, I think you see her dance where they just put her on the pole.
Dancing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Which, sets up for later, because everybody, what's her name here? Fucking Jody's like, that's not ballet. Keep that in mind, because that gets said again later. Now we're back home after this, and Jody gets woke up by a sound and goes down to check out what it was and finds a skillet on the ground. No big deal. Picks it up, but then gets scared by Dan and just smacks the fuck out of him. I mean, just bam, right in the fucking face. Great, loved it. The very next scene, they left and came back, because the time jump you don't get explained, but the house got vandalized while they were out.
Yes, yeah. Everything but the children's room.
And the kids try to explain what it was. They tell them that Mama did it.
Mama.
A little bit later, they're unpacking. One of the little girls finds a vibrator. Dan, thinking quickly like a father should, tells him, hey, no, it's a toothbrush. And, he shoves it in his mouth and starts,
I like the clattering of the teeth. That was great.
Yep. Tells him the vibration helps knock the tartar off, or whatever, the plaque off. I don't know. Pretty funny. Although here they do end up finding a box full of them. And, so what's she say? Look, a whole box full of toothbrushes. The black one is huge.
I had to be very careful, filming with a child for these scenes.
Well, you say careful, but not even a minute later, the same girl goes, Uncle Dan, these toothbrushes look an awful lot like dildos.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not too careful, man. But yeah, so that's interesting. It was funny as fuck. I mean, I'm terrible, so if you want, please replace me saying it with them. But this is the part I was talking about where he decides to hang up a ton more security cameras around the house. I was confused because it was already full of cameras that other people were. You know what? They moved into that house with all the cameras. Who was watching those cameras?
Right. It was like this. It was paid for and set up by the social services, Child Protective Service, I assume. Yeah. So they never go back to that. There is no Child Protective Service again.
So there was no payoff to that.
Right. There's no payoff except just paranormal activity. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't make any sense. There was no need to even bring up the first cameras because they installed their own cameras here.
Yeah, I guess they could have made it paranormal activity with either in the beginning with the way Charlie Sheen died, and then him putting up the cameras later on because he believes something's going on.
Well, yeah, because they already moved into the house with the handheld cameers to begin with, so they didn't need to. Okay, see.
And now I'm saying, okay, they could have been living in this house instead of Child Protective Services say you have to move into this house. I guess you could have said, yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyways, there's a little montage here of him hurting himself over and over while hanging up all the cameras.
Yes.
With the last one of him actually getting hurt and not coming back into the house. So now we just got Jody and the girls. That's it. Which I think is what happens in Mama. He falls down the stairs or falls off the banister or something, and he gets in the hospital. So it's just the chick and the girls.
Yeah.
So Jody's talking to the girls, and I'm gonna give you something here. You're going to appreciate me.
Yeah.
Jody's talking to the girls. Here's something coming from the closet, and the oldest one keeps warning them not to open it, and she does it anyways. Inside the closet, Maria's taking a shit.
Yes.
This is.
I told you not to let anyone in.
Oh, my wife would still be laughing if she watched this movie.
Okay. That is on par, if not worse,
Oh,
than One Too Many's shit scene.
oh, really?
First of all,
Yes, I know. It's a toilet in a closet. It's a toilet in a closet. It's dumb.
it's her house. She knows.
Uh-huh.
She would know that there's a toilet in there. It's her house.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, why the fuck is the maid shitting in the children's closet toilet instead of her own? Third, go back, watch the clip again. She opens the door, the maid's sitting there. All of a sudden, the maid shits and blows the door open as she flies out. Go ahead,
Yeah,
rewatch
yeah.
it. The
Okay,
door,
I
the door
know. Okay,
magically
okay.
shut.
It's coming. It's coming.
Right. Door's open.
Yeah, door's
She
open.
farts off the door.
Yeah.
How did she get halfway across the room? Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
I don't
John
know. It's
Melendez wrote something funnier than that for a shit scene.
I'm actually kind of liking how much you don't like it. It's absurd. Yes, there's no reason. Closet toilet doesn't happen. You wouldn't want
The
carpet
closet
around toilet.
toilet's fine. I've seen all kinds
Oh,
of
you're
movies
fine
where
with the
they
closet
discover-
toilet.
The problem,
It's
that's her house. She would have known the closet toilet was there. That's not that. She's surprised that that ended up being there. She thought it was a closet she was opening.
and it was a closet. It was a closet. It wasn't a bathroom.
Oh, it's stupid. It's terrible. We're at the dance studio the next day. Jody is announced as the new Swan Queen because Heather's too old. You know, they may mention that. Did you catch the janitor here? The
Help me out.
cameo, because they're talking about somebody. They need somebody to. Anybody
Oh.
can dance.
Yes,
And the
yes.
janitor
It
goes,
was.
Does that include me? It was Usher.
Yes. Yeah, it was Usher. Yes. And
Yeah.
surprisingly enough, you saw in the end credits that he did his on a green screen. So he was not on set.
Oh, so he
Which is
wasn't even
awesome.
there. Okay, so that explains why
Right.
they have to pan away from him. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's fucking Usher. So that reminded me of when we got Coolio showing up in your favorite one. What was that? Old Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah. Yeah. A little
Wait, is that
one off.
Coolio?
Yeah.
This scene right here, I believe the older one's brushing her teeth at this time, so Jody was going to brush her teeth with her.
Yeah.
Mama took her toothbrush while she wasn't looking. Did you see what she did? She shoved it up the dog's ass. I don't see her put it back, though. She never put it back. Jody's looking around for it, but they do make mention in a little bit of her not being able to get the taste of the toothbrush out of her mouth.
I have that scene. I just do not know what I named it on here and where I'm at on that. I got to figure out what this clip is.
Oh,
There it is.
The dog.
Oh, yes. Because this
We
joke.
don't lick our balls in this house.
Sorry, won't happen again.
That's why it's called 18 Won't Happen Again. It's trying to figure out what the fuck they were talking about.
We have another short sleeping montage that leads to them going downstairs to see what the noise in the kitchen was. This right here, another pan was just kind of moving around. Dan goes, "It's nothing. It's nothing."
See, there's nothing to worry about. It's just.
Dan, I'm calling the psychic.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny. During this, she goes, "I'm going to call a psychic," which he completely agrees with.
Right.
That's where we get Cat Williams walking in, or Blaine Fonda. Love the name.
It was kind of, it was funny. I'm glad he didn't stick around forever. I did enjoy the quick little
I'm
joke.
gonna have to get some of your personal belongings here, just so I can.
This
check
isn't
your
all
DNA
he
gold
steals
residue.
from him either.
Not gonna be able to lift all those monitors, but I'll send my cousin tomorrow with a white van. He can get them in there.
So when he's handed the credit card to charge him,
Mhm.
did you catch what he did?
Yeah, he just starts unloading their bank account.
Yeah, he. I don't know how he saw their total bank account on there, but he transferred everything they had to him.
Yeah, it was
So-
like it was over 24,000, something like that.
He does the thing from, I believe it's one of the Conjuring. Is it one of the Conjuring movies? No,
It had to be because
No,
they
it
make
was
mention.
Sinister.
Okay, they
It's
all seem
one
the
of,
same.
whichever one has the old lady that puts the gas mask on and goes under and sees the ghost or whatever. He does this whole little scene, tells them, he basically tries to tell him, "Oh, it's this, whatever," and then goes, "Oh, nope, it's a ghost," and then he punches Dan in the face and gets dragged away. I don't get this next scene.
Are you going to say pool cleaner party?
Yes.
It was
Go ahead.
interesting.
You describe it. You can enjoy it. That's funny. That was funny.
That's funny, and it kept going. I couldn't play it all. I'm trying to think. Is this when they did the remake of Poltergeist? Was this around that time?
Yes, 2012 or 13 was when the
Right.
other poltergeists come out.
I feel like there was something about a pool cleaner in that one. I think that's the reference, but it's only in pool, and it just kept getting crazy. I think the maid runs in on them snorting coke, or
Well, the
I would
maid ends up
assume.
in bed with one of the pool cleaners.
Yes,
One of
yes.
the pool cleaners ends up with its hose on a dog's dick too. Like the scene got pretty crazy, but it didn't make sense. Like, why were the
That's a thing. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know if it makes sense. It was silly. It was. I kept going, huh.
oh,
I didn't hate it. I just didn't laugh. It's just okay. It's
all
something.
right. Well, you know what? It's better than the last pool cleaner scene we watched, Porky's Revenge.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
God, yeah.
well, they wake up the next morning. He doesn't remember the guy getting drug away because, I mean, obviously he was knocked out. He doesn't remember being
Yeah.
knocked out, you know.
He's been constantly concussed for a while now.
Yeah. Maria's back to trying to bless the house. He fires her because he accuses her of almost burning it down, and basically is done with her freaking out, whatever. Their fight in the front yard was kind of humorous. I mean, when the cop drove by and they threw their arms around each other and waved and then went back to fighting, kind of
Yes.
funny. It did get funnier though in the next scene because we're back. It takes us back to the lab, and Dan is supposed to be introducing his work to. I guess these are just some investors. I don't know, but
Yes.
Maria shows up and starts fighting with him more at work, which was pretty good. It also leads to all the apes escaping. For the most part, the Planet of the Apes was just kind of forced into this. Like, it was very
Right.
unneeded.
Yeah. They had just monkey. I mean, I guess it allowed for a couple of jokes
These
like
apes
this.
are just like you. And me, you and me, blacks and whites. More like whites, of course. We whites are a lighter shade of ape, whereas you are black, infection, we're all at risk. So, what were we talking about again?
Hey, listen, you're laughing. That's laughter. It's laughter.
Well, yeah, because that's not humor you can do anymore. Even for like a not great comedy back then, that's shit that you can't get away with now.
Right. Well, we're gonna see.
Oh man,
Scary Movie 6.
This movie does start jumping around a lot, man. Jody, we're at the dance studio now. Jody, she ate with Kendra. I don't remember if it was earlier or just right before this, but all she ate was one piece of Cheerios.
Yes, it was one Cheerio, and then she fucking
Yes, so that's where we're
binged
at
it
now.
up.
She's in the bathroom throwing it up. Literally threw up
Yes.
the one word. She comes out of the toilet. This part actually made me laugh a little bit. I'll give you that. She comes out with the words whore, bitch, and slut wrote on the mirror. And then you see the word cunt being wrote because Heather's
By
still in there
Molly
writing
Shannon.
on the fucking
Yeah.
mirrors. Molly Shannon's so good. But Molly Shannon's also she's hurt at this point. Like she's
all gimped up from the accident that put her out, that started this whole two gals that were fighting to be the lead role.
Yeah, so she's on crutches, and after this, she tells her off, and then she goes to get into a fucking stall. Which, if you watch the end credits, it's actually the first blooper on there. Is because Ashley Tisdale just could not hold it in after a little bit. Like, she just starts cracking up laughing at her.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it'd been a long scene trying to hold that straight.
This may be where I finally hit a point, and I was like, "Good Lord, they're just cramming and cramming whatever movie." Hey,
Is this the
movie
lesbian
popular?
Connellinus?
No, I'm talking about
No, okay.
Jody's talking to the oldest daughter.
Inception.
I think I may have
Yes.
skipped over the lesbian thing. Nope, that's not.
No,
that's not
it hasn't
that's
happened
still a
yet.
little bit down. But Jody's talking to the oldest daughter,
Yep.
and she says something about Mama comes to her in her dreams.
Yes.
So then we have Inception.
But all right, so here is the baby tuba. So, Inception has that bum 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 in it all the time in the movie.
Oh yeah.
So they do yeah.
To extract what's in your dreams. To perform an inception. Will you drop that? That's my birth tuba.
Birth tuba.
I did not catch that. I heard her say that.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Get it? I was.
I mean, no, it's not funny.
Yeah.
I just understand it. I get it.
I get it. It's just not funny, but I get it. I like that.
But this dude, who does the Leonardo DiCaprio look like? He looks like Timu Leonardo DiCaprio. They did a fairly good job with this one here.
Yeah, Ben Cornish. Ben Cornish.
Okay, whatever. So they decide they're going to do a go into dreams here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see.
Whose dream does she go into?
Well, initially he gets confused, and I think he accidentally goes into her dream because he thinks that the one they're trying to go into is her and not the little girl.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of funny. Yeah, I don't think the dream searching really does anything, right? Like she sees
It reveals that there is a curse.
ledge and a cabin, right?
Yes, and
Gort, Klaatu, Barada, Nikto.
You know what that reference is from?
Yes,
Side Evil Dead. But more importantly, which, hang on, I'm thinking.
I like those good, evil good.
All right, I actually do wonder if Evil Dead's making a reference that those lines are the lines that stops the robot in the original, the day the Earth stood still.
You must say these words: Klaatu, Barada, Nikto.
Klaatu, Barada, necktie, nectar, nickel. Noodle. It's an N-word.
No, that's those lines are from that. I just don't know if Evil Dead had that as the lines of the curse. For
fun. Okay, I got.
But I do know that is the lines from the black and white. The Earth stood still. The day the Earth stood still.
What I do know is this right here was around the same time that the Evil Dead remake came out. I think 2012, so that's where.
So that's why that's there, and that was a pretty good movie. Considering
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't comedy, and that was fine.
Now, but this scene here, it's just her little dream. You find out about the book, the cabin, and I think later on you find out about the mountain or whatever. We get back to the house, and Jody thinks that the house is getting broke into, so she hears something, and this is where she accidentally smacks Caesar in the face. She hit him with a frying pan?
I'm not sure, but yes, it was.
Do you like how they just fired the maid and just gave the ape her room? Did you catch that?
I was hoping they would do more besides just doing the ape throw shit at mirror joke one more time, because after this, for the most part, the ape's done with.
Yeah, he had a good part coming up, but yeah, he's pretty much like has nothing left. This part, however, you said something about it a little bit ago. Since Kendra did come over and whatever to the house, Jody goes out with her. At a certain point in the night, they start fucking around, and
which is what you find out they go back to the house after the fact. Yeah. This is actually my most hated spot, and not for just the obvious reasons, because I could not care for lesbian scenes. Like, this was doing what I hated most about these parody films at the time, where they were just doing, hey, remember this movie? Hey, remember this movie?
Yeah.
Don't always go downtown.
Oh, yeah. Like that guy. What's the point?
So, this is the lowest point of the movie for me.
Yes.
Yeah. No, there's Ted.
Yeah.
Mind if I play through?
Yeah.
Why?
A little bit. Why? Because I think the Tiger Woods wreck fighting with his old lady happened around that time. So it's just constant. Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? So that had to be the Weinsteins again saying, do more of that.
Dude, so bad, so downhill. Worst
it was bad, but it was. Then it switched over to representations of slang for Conolitas. And the one I love the most, like you see the tunnel, and I go, wait, that's not right.
Yeah,
and then
tunnel
they fix it. Here comes another tunnel.
Yeah.
It's like, I respect that. There were some other ones, but I'm not going to show them.
The one actually
It's-
eating the carpet was funny.
Yes, yeah. All those were great, but I'm just not going to show those.
But yeah, the cameos, I say cameos, but the pop-ups between her legs were just not
Yeah.
funny. None
I
of that
hated
made me
that.
laugh.
And
No,
when you would mention epic or superhero or none, that's all those were.
Mhm.
Those helped destroy Scary Movie probably equal or more than kicking the Wayne brothers out.
Mhm.
Was just mixing all those together. At that point, it was like everyone was just, I don't want to ever see another one of these films again, until they did The Naked Gun again just recently.
This next scene, Jodie oversleeps because she was up all night fucking, apparently. She
Yep.
wakes up and looks at her clock. Did you catch this? Clock says 10:38. She's freaking
Yeah.
out. She's late, right? But when she
Right.
goes speeding out of her driveway, the security camera
Oh,
says
I bet that's
9:58.
wrong. Yeah.
So
What I would have to say for a Scary Movie, this was the most terrifying scene. A woman in reverse. Oh God, run, run.
see that I said, oh, that said 9:10. So it was 9 minutes 10, or it was 9:10:58 on that clock at one point. She shows up late. Kendra danced in her place, and she freaks out because like she's trying to talk to him like, you slept with me to
Yeah.
basically
She's
get me
like,
tired so you can steal my dance, whatever.
It's like, no, we didn't.
We didn't fuck. What are you talking about? So she runs back home. Kendra comes back and she explains, oh no, it happened. She just didn't want everybody knowing her business. Which is kind of fucking funny, really. They
Yeah,
did
that
find,
part. But then she's like, I left at that point. So then they look at the security cameras and they see a bunch of other stuff going on.
oh yeah, like when she's fucking humping all the plants.
I like that because I just recently recovered from the worst case of poison ivy I ever had in my life.
Was it for doing the same thing she was?
I don't know. I don't remember being around poison ivy, but it whooped my ass.
Well, I don't recall how she did this, but she found out where the cabin was, and they decide that they're going to go see it. They go, and there are 4 people there, and you find out they're on a detox weekend for this chick who's hooked on energy drinks or energy shots.
Yeah, that was because they're like Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah,
Same thing to me.
They're not going to be Mormons. They're the Holy Bible. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way,
I was enjoying this prank. I was enjoying this prank that they did with us.
They are looking around. They can't find whatever they're looking for. So they ask if there's a cellar. And so these 2 go in the cellar while these other 4 are upstairs basically singing Kumbaya. Not basically. I think they were singing Kumbaya at one point, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they find the book down in the cellar. It tells her in like the first 3 pages, do not read from
Do
this
not
book.
read
Do
it.
not read.
Do
read,
not.
blah, blah, blah. Jodie doesn't care. She
Which
reads
that
the
is
menus.
basically a reference to all the Evil Dead, because like I think in like Evil Dead 2, the book is bound and with a bunch of warnings not to say the lines.
Well, fuck, this one's shut with barbed wire. Like it's wrapped shut with barbed wire. And then it's all that. Well, but I do love this. Like she goes off and she reads the words, and you see the classic Evil Dead. Oh god, it's so good. They just start mutilating each other. Like I said, killing themselves, but nobody actually dies here. But they start mutilating each other, and then she reads the words to stop, and they do, and they're all confused on the couch. They don't know what the hell happened.
What the heck? Why?
Oh yeah, she killed the because she was nursing a bird.
The one with the tongue.
Yeah.
And then, like, she just assumed that she did it wrong, so she reads it again, and they start killing each other again, and they stop it, and then they start. Kendra's like, "I think I did it."
Well, then they start it, and they go, "Fuck it, this doesn't work. Hey, let's go through the cellar. I don't want to be around them weirdos."
Yeah.
So they just leave them cursed.
Exactly. So they're all upstairs. They're probably just heads at this point, laying upstairs.
Yeah.
Because they leave them cursed. My favorite part, though. They're driving home, reading the words over and over and over the whole way home. They don't address that later. Like, they address it. They say that they did it. But what come of that?
Yeah, why is it only affecting the Mormons? Why is
It's
it not
only
affecting them?
It'd be funny as hell if they turned that entire woods into, like, a haunted woods or something by doing that shit. Oh. But they get home. Caesar gets in a fight, like, this middle of the night. Caesar is fighting with Mama in the middle of the night. This part's actually kind of funny. He wakes up Jody, and Jody thinks that he's attacking the baby because he's got the baby in hand. And so they get Caesar taken away.
Why did I think you could be intelligent? You're nothing but a dumb animal.
Another part where they had a chance to expand on the ape aspect of the movie and do nothing with it, because when he's taken, he's also picked up by an ape in a mask. Well, Dan isn't convinced Caesar would just do this, so he's got them reviewing the security camera. And in classic comedy fashion, every time there's a scene where Mama is on the security camera, they're talking to each other and looking at each other as opposed to the camera. Every time they see the camera, you just see the ape beating the kid. It's kind of funny, actually. Jody talks to the girls again. She says she knows what home means, and she's going to go to their home. And Mama just basically shows up out of nowhere at this point. You know what I mean? This could be my favorite joke in the whole movie. Both of the girls are running off to find Dan to tell him what's going on, what's happening with Mama.
Girls, one at a time. Lily, you first.
Sounds like Tim Allen.
That or Tasmanian Devil.
Oh yeah, that's that one. Yeah, but he still doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't believe in Mama, but he does. He finally sees her. He gets all scared. Why is it that Mama turns into just her hair to attack him?
I don't know. I only saw Mama once, so maybe there's something there. I don't know. I feel like maybe when Mama is not in her form, she just turns into a giant, like floating, looks like hair underwater. Maybe she does that. It's not a wig, and that's what they make it here. Yeah, I have no excuse for that.
Yeah. Well, when the hair turns back into Mama, she disappears. At some point, what Maria shows back up, the maid, and starts making out with Dan. It was out of nowhere. Jody catches them doing this, but doesn't seem to give a shit. Tells them she knows where the kids are going, and they all leave. They go to the cliff, and they're driving this. She's a wild animal. Oh, the fucking little girl.
The growling one. Yeah, they're treating like a dog. They're taking kept amping up that she's just a dog with treats, whistling.
My God, it was so bad. Whistling, giving her treats. She humped somebody's leg. She went to hike her leg and piss on something earlier. They cooked this one so bad, and at this point, I was just like, okay, I'm fucking
Dane
done.
Cook? You're done with this movie, huh?
Well, the way they're treating the little girl, I'm like, at a certain point, it's got to stop. Oh, but she gets the book out. She's talking to Mama, and instead of taking the time to find the one word on the one page that would end Mama's reign of terror in that book, she just says "fuck it" and smacks her in the face with the book, and the book is falling off the cliff.
Yeah.
You would think that's the worst thing that could happen, but Mama luckily falls off the cliff and lands in the guys from the beginning, Snoop Dogg and the other guys. They go back to the very beginning. Snoop Dogg mentioned they're going to need a shark. They're going to buy a shark. Well, here we are. A shark fucking grabs Mama while she's in
Told you that shark was going to come in handy.
Dumb reference. Didn't make any sense, but next scene, it's over. Kids are safe.
Yeah.
We're all happy ending following up here. Next scene, we're at the Black Swan play, and last minute, Jody drops out and lets Kendra take over as the Black Swan.
Oh, yeah.
And this part right here, you get Kendra goes out there and she starts doing like her booty dancing from when she first auditioned. And you remember earlier when I told you to remember what was said when Jody says, "This is not ballet."
Right.
Because when she's up there dancing, the only the Medea, all the Medea people in the audience, the Medea and her little crew that were there, specifically saying, yeah, I actually do think that was Medea in the crowd.
Yeah, it was.
They specifically say they're all pissed off. All the white people are cheering and shit, and all the group of black people there are like, "This is not ballet." Like they're pissed off. Like they're there to see fucking ballet. Oh, and then you find out Caesar was the fucking narrator the whole time. So there we go. We got that. That's his whole point in the movie is he's the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and Kendra's little Lambo leap at the end of the play was interesting. Why?
Why? I don't. Why?
Play that last clip you had a second ago. The end of the
It
story.
won't
Our
show
story
it.
ends.
Right there.
If
She jumped into
anything
the
is to
crowd.
be
The
learned from
Lambo
this,
leap. You got the
it's that
Green Bay Packers
mankind
fan.
is a pathetic race.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Didn't
apes
make any
need
sense.
to take over this planet. Enjoy Earth while you still got it.
Oh man.
Hmm.
Did you catch the after credit scene in this one?
Yes, I did, just to make sure there was nothing important.
Well, it's very important.
Oh, it
because
is?
The after credit scene of this movie basically makes it this movie doesn't exist.
Oh, well, it was an Inception the whole time.
Charlie Sheen wakes up from a dream with the Inception dude.
You have a very active subconscious. Anyway, the idea took hold. Lindsay Lohan's coming over to spend the night with you.
You were driving.
Okay.
So, this whole movie didn't actually take place if you want to go by the final scene. Charlie
Sure.
Sheen is still dead in the series though.
And he almost is in real life, everyone. Almost.
Charlie Sheen is nowhere near dead. If the shit hadn't put him down yet, it ain't going to. Now, do we have anything else we want to hit before we do our overview?
There's no way there's any. Let me just kind of.
Cool. Rotten Tomatoes gave this critics 4%, fans 38. First mistake that this movie made was calling itself Scary Movie. It just tried picking back off the other movies with none of the cast or the story that made it Scary Movie. At least 3 and 4 still had Anna Faris and Regina Hall, and had something of a continuing story from the first couple. Sure, it had some laughs here and there. Most of the things I found funny, though, they continued the joke over and over until it just stopped being funny. Except for that one. They brought it back. It became funny. You're going to hate me for saying this. It was on par with all the other random this movie, that movie, epic, date, superhero, all those. It was on par with those. It should have just been one of those. I did think superhero movie was pretty good, though, so, whatever. With all that said, though, I really can't say that I hated this one. I can't say that I love it. Can't say I hate it, though. I gave it a 35. It gave me some laughs here and there. It wasn't terrible. I might watch it again if I do a scary movie watch through. But if I'm just picking a random funny movie to watch, this is not going to be the one to watch for me.
I recently did something a lot of people would consider an act of cinematic bravery. I sit down and watch Scary Movie 5. Now, let's be completely honest up front. It's not a good movie. But going into this with absolute zero expectations possible, I walked around with a really surprising take going, I didn't hate it. And in a world where modern parody films, not hating a movie is practically a glowing 5-star rating. Because as I was watching, I realized something important. Scary Movie 5 actually had a faint heartbeat. It did have physical comedy, visual setups, and some actual gags. It's a messy corporate product, yes. But you can tell someone in the writer's room was finally starting to realize they had gone too far and tried to steer the ship back to safety, though they still ended up out in sea. To understand why it needed saving, you have to look at how the genre's DNA was altered. The gold standard was always the Wayans brothers. With the first 2 scary movies, they understood that real parody requires the flip. Take a familiar horror trope and completely subverting the context to make a real joke. But when the Wayans left or were shoved out, the studio focused on quick cash over comedy craft. They brought legend David Zucker from The Naked Guns for parts 3 and 4, enforcing it to be a PG-13 rating on an inherently R-rated franchise, just to get teenagers' butts in the seats. They made tons of money, but watered down the humor to fit a corporate spreadsheet. They hollowed out the franchise's soul, and over years, the entire genre stopped writing actual jokes and started pointing at the screen, relying on lazy, blatant reference to whatever movie or celebrity was trending that week. Which brings us back to Scary Movie 5. By 2013, the genre was buried under those lazy habits, but the studio brought David Zucker back as a writer and producer, not director. They did get a black director. Maybe they were attempting to do something, but I won't dive into that. Even though he was fighting to lose a battle against the studio notes, you can tell his old school airplane style blueprint was trying to break through. He forced the movie to actually try and write gags instead of just lazy pointing at other films. So my final takeaway. But the ultimate lesson here is that artistic pride versus corporate profit. A studio can always manipulate box office by watering down an age rating to secure a quick cash. But they destroy the longevity of the art in the process. Nobody is sitting around hosting retrospectives or quoting lines from Scary 3 or 4 or 5. But we're doing a review of 5. Go figure. But we still quote the first 2. We still talk about Brenda at the movie theater and Shorty smoke sessions. Because the Wayans brothers actually cared about what they put their family name on. And at the end of the day, as creators, if you aren't proud of the work you're putting out in this world, the numbers on the screen don't really mean a damn thing. So now it's time to rate this. And the only way to rate this is all the movies together. So I start with Scary Movie 2, the masterpiece, 100%. Scary Movie 1, the blueprint, 80%. Scary Movie 5, I give it for a passing grade and a little bit of a surprise, 60%. And the other 2 can go fuck off under 50%. I don't even want to rate them.
So when are we going to do Epic Movie?
No, I refuse. You know where those movies come from? At the same time that the Wayne brothers wrote the script for Scary Movie, there was these 2 douchebags who wrote a similar script, and the Weinstein production bought both scripts and told the Wayne brothers to make those work. And they said, fuck that. They threw that script away. But due to technicality, those 2 were always considered writers. So they piggybacked off that to make these shitty films. Now we know what would happen if they started first. They would have made all that crap.
Well, after your 5-minute long review there, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for sticking around and listening for this long if you did. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to give this episode a like on your way out. Have a good one.